Hello everybody, welcome to the Go language course. In this video, I'm going to discuss the use of the range keyword in Go language. Before the discussion, we have to include the main package. And after that, we have to import the fmt package so that I'm able to do the printing of the variables by using the printing functions coming from this package. Okay, let's try to discuss the range keyword. We can use the range keyword to iterate from 0 to a given number. It is just equivalent to the following code, which involves the use of a for loop. Okay, so we set up I equals 0, and then I want to increase I just before 5, and then I increment the value of I by 1 in each iteration. So I can use for I equals range 5 to represent that the looping will start from 0 and end before 5. Okay, so I can do the printing of the variable here. Okay, so let us try to play with this code. Okay, you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So range 5 here means we start with 0 and end before 5, and we pick up the integer 1 by 1 between 0 and 4. Okay, so we can use the range 5 to represent the for loop declaration. Okay, and then we can also use the range keyword to iterate over an array or a slice. So how can we do so? Let us see the following example to loop over a slice here. So now I have a slice, and the slice would have 5 integers, and each value in the slice would have an index and the corresponding value. So I can use the range keyword to indicate that I want to loop over the numbers slice to pick up the corresponding index and the value of each of the elements in the slice. So I use the D placeholder for both the index and the value because they are both integers. So let us try to play with the code. So you can see that I have index 0 at the beginning to have a value of 10. So I can do this kind of printing for all the elements. Okay. And if the index is to be ignored, we can use a blank identifier. What does it mean by that? Let us go back to the same slice to do the explanation. Now I want to ignore the index. In this situation, I can use a blank identifier, which is just an underscore, to say that I don't need to use the index. And in this case, I just print out the value by ignoring the index. So let us try to play with the code. Okay, you can see that I don't need to include the index here, okay, because I have used the blank identifier to help me ignore the index, okay. And then I can also use the range keyword to iterate over a map. And we have an example to illustrate this usage. So I have a map here to help me map a string to an integer. In my example, I want to say that some person would have a certain mark in a given test. Okay. And the key will be the first part and the value will be the second part of a map. Okay. I can use the range keyword to loop over each key value pair in my map. Okay, so the name is a string, so I have to use an S placeholder, and the mark here will be an integer, so I have to use D placeholder to represent the integer. Okay, so let me try to play with this part. So you can see that the key will be printed out followed by the corresponding value. Okay. And you can see that in the map, the printing won't care about the order. So the order of appearances of all the key value pairs might not be the same as you really typed the key value pairs into the code. Okay, so you see that Bonnie comes second in my code, but the printing would put Bonnie as the first key to print out. Okay. And if only the key of a map is to be iterated, we don't type the value. So what does it mean? Let us go to the example again. In this example, I don't type the value. So it means that the first variable to include will be the key. So I will just print out the names only without mentioning the corresponding value of my corresponding key. So let us see the result. Okay, you can see I have David, Peter, and Bonnie. Okay, so I just print out the key only, but not the corresponding value. Okay. Finally, we can use the range keyword to iterate over a string. That means I can pick up each of the characters in a string. So let us see how we can understand the following code. So now I have a string, and I'm going to print out the index of the characters and the corresponding character of that index. So I use the range keyword followed by the string variable name. The index will be of integer type, so I use D as the placeholder. C will be of the character placeholder, so I can use this printf function to really print out the index and the character of each letter in my string. Let us play with the program. So you can see that the index would start with 0, and the first character will just be H. The second index will be 1, and the corresponding character is E, and we can just continue the looping by using the range keyword to loop over all the letters inside my string, okay? So this video has discussed a lot of things about the use of the range keyword. We can use it to replace the normal use of the for loop by starting with 0 and ending with a given number. And we can use the range keyword to loop over an array or a slice. We can also ignore the key by using a blank identifier. And we can also iterate over a map by using the range keyword. And we can just show the key but not the value by ignoring the value, okay? Finally, we can iterate over a string by showing every single character in my string. This is the end of the video. If you have any questions about my video, please leave your questions on the comment section below the video. If you like this video, please give me a like and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.